is in fact the road that the Hearst family was living on when their dear daughter Patricia was kidnapped back in 1974 by leftist, insurgent, state-sponsored scum. The exact same type of scum that we're dealing with in the streets today. Back then, this particular little group of rats went by the name of the SLA, the Symbionese Liberation Army. And they had some intelligence, doubtlessly from one of two agencies that were heavily involved in counterintelligence programs at that time, in particular here in the San Francisco Bay Area. Oh yes, the SLA. Trust me, without state sponsorship, the SLA was nothing. A group of clowns and ex-cons that were really half-wits. Their leader, in fact, was a black man. They called him Cinque, but only because they were so utterly ignorant and incompetent, they didn't understand that the way he spells his name is not pronounced that way at all. But who can blame them, since he himself did not even know how that French word is actually pronounced. Yes, boys and girls, they were clowns from top to bottom, but above them was a hidden hand, and it gave them immense power. It gave them the power to reach out with their filthy hands and snatch the daughter of the man who owned this home, Mr. Randolph Apperson Hearst, son of the great William Randolph Hearst. Yes, in 1974, Patty was taken, and it took a surprising amount of time for the press to realize that the family home was here in Hillsborough, California, at this exact address. But when they did come to realize that, hundreds of reporters thronged and filled this whole street, up and down, reporters from all over the world, in a spectacle that this neighborhood has never seen before or since, and hopefully never will see again. Yes, poor Patricia. Poor Patricia. They took her. And the official story is that this small band of ragtag scum took her and held her in a closet and used slightly coercive techniques to effectively mind control her and get her to participate in their future activities. Most famously a bank robbery in which she herself was pictured in a long black trench coat and carrying automatic rifle of some sort, perhaps an AK-47. I don't really recall. It's not particularly enjoyable for me to be here. This dredges up memories of joy and pain. But here we are, boys. Poor Patty. The official story is typical for official stories, only containing kernels of truth and not much more than that. No, it wasn't just a ragtag band of Cinque and his men, and women, disgusting as that is, that participated in the brainwashing of Patty. No, there was certainly much more to it than that. Again, the hidden hand, the effectiveness of the influence that they exhibited over Patty, when considering that she did indeed seem of free will to enter the bank armed and carry out the robbery with the Symbionese Liberation Army. But, luckily, the Hearsts were managed to retain the ultimate attorney for her. She had great representation, and the defense was more than adequate for a not guilty plea, and the defense was truthful as well. Poor Patricia was indeed brainwashed and mind-controlled and abused and kept in isolation and in the dark and sleep-deprived and food-deprived and traumatized. I think most extensively, even far more so than I know, from first and second-hand personal knowledge that few on this earth possess unless they've had the conversations I've had with the persons that I've had them with. Yes, indeed. Poor Patricia.